China Goes Communist by Nicole. China fell into political and military chaos after the 1911 revolution that ended its 2,000-year-old empire. Two groups emerged from these divisions: the National People's Party, led first by Sun Yat-sen and then by Chiang, and the Communists commanded by Mao Zedong. During World War II, popular support for the Communists increased. These undemocratic policies, combined with wartime corruption, made the Republic of China government vulnerable to the communist threat. The Americans supported the nationalist government, not the communist one. Mao began as a Communist Party organizer and later built an army, mostly of guerrilla warriors. Mao stressed the peasant farmer, communist organization, and indigenous institutions. The creation of the PRC also completed the long process of governmental upheaval in China begun by the Chinese Revolution of 1911. The fall of mainland China to communism in 1949 led the United States to suspend diplomatic ties with the PRC for decades. On October 1, 1949, Chinese Communist leader Mao Zedong declared the creation of the People's Republic of China, also known as the PRC. The announcement ended the costly, full-scale civil war between the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and the Nationalist Party, which broke out immediately following World War II and had been preceded by on-and-off conflict between the two sides since the 1920s. In China, the Communist revolutionaries, fighting under Mao Zedong, closed down foreign holdings in the treaty ports and asserted China's control over its own destiny. Americans, who had supported the opposition armies in that civil war, could hardly believe the news. America had lost China. Chiang and his forces fled to Taiwan to regroup and plan for their efforts to retake the mainland. For more than 20 years after the Chinese Revolution of 1949, there were few contacts, limited trade, and no diplomatic ties between the two countries. Until the 1970s, the United States continued to recognize the Republic of China, located on Taiwan, as China's true government and supported that government's holding the Chinese seat in the United Nations. The outbreak of the Korean War, which pitted the PRC and the United States on opposite sides of an international conflict, ended any opportunity for accommodation between the PRC and the United States. At first, China was in a communist alliance with the USSR, but the Chinese revolutionaries ultimately had a falling out with the Soviet Union as well. To the Chinese, the Soviets seemed far too restrained in their efforts to spread communism, and they refused to share their nuclear technology. By 1960, the two communist titans were fighting in armed skirmishes over mutual borders. The USSR canceled its assistance to China, and China spread propaganda against the USSR.